Hi everyone, today we'll be going over the gastrocnemius muscle. The plan is to discuss its origin, insertion, nerve, and then the actions of the gastrocnemius, or we'll call it the gastroc for short. Then we're going to go over the line of pull for the action. And then for a special consideration, we'll talk about the actively insufficient position for the gastroc and how that applies to how you would want to do strengthening exercises. So as a general overview first, here's an outline of what the origin is going to be. There are two heads for the gastroc, a medial head and a lateral head, and they'll both attach on the posterior surface of the femur. They'll both insert at the calcaneal tuberosity, so down at your heel via the Achilles tendon. The gastroc is innervated by the tibial nerve, and then the primary actions of it are plantar flexion and then knee flexion. And to get a better idea of these things, let's take a look at another program. So here's the gastroc highlighted for us. So one thing to note is that you can see it does actually cross the knee, which is why it also does knee flexion besides just plantar flexion of the ankle. But what I want to do today is I want to draw in the lines of pull so we can see how it's going to do plantar flexion for us. So the line of pull for the gastroc is going to go this way if we follow the muscle fibers. So then you can imagine if that's how the muscle is going to move when we have a contraction, it's going to pull up on that Achilles tendon right here, pull up on that heel, and then that'll make the toes point downwards, or that'll make plantar flexion happen. So let's take a look at that animation. Okay, now we'll take a look at what plantar flexion looks like at the ankle. Great. So to finish up now, we'll talk a little bit about active insufficiency of the gastroc and how that would affect how you want to train the gastrocnemius. So the key here is that since a function of the gastroc is knee flexion, if you place the knee in flexion, it decreases the force output of plantar flexion at the ankle. So when you already shorten the gastroc, it's not going to be able to contract to plantar flex as strongly. So that's why if you're trying to strengthen the gastroc, you should always train it with knee and extension. So if you can see the exercises on the left with the leg straight in, doing some kind of calf raise, either standing calf raise, or it could be a calf raise on a machine with your knees extended, that would be good for gastroc training. But something like a seated calf raise on like that we see on the right, that wouldn't be optimal for training your gastroc. That would be better if you wanted to try to isolate the soleus for plantar flexion. And that is everything we have for the gastrocnemius.